Now, the next, I get to introduce several people. This next guy, I've known for about 2 years, Naiman. What can I say about Les? Well, some people break it to you gently. Some people just slap you in the face with it. Well, let me warn you right now, you're about to be slapped in the face. Les holds no punches, and what you see and what you hear is what you get. As I said before, I've known Les for 2 years. I was a guest on his talk show one time. I think I did get to talk a little bit. His breadth of knowledge on the issues is staggering, and his positions are clearly delineated. You might agree with him, you might disagree with him, but you cannot help escape the conclusion that he is sincere, and his love for his country and our democratic way of life is boundless. Ladies and gentlemen, Les Naiman.
As you know, I always, when I came here, I always put out my notes. I don't usually follow them, but folks, my name's Les Naiman, and I'm sick and tired of what's happened to America. I'm sick and tired of the mantra of collectivism. I'm sick and tired of the mantra of paying the fair share when the fair share is not being paid by 47% of Americans. I'm honored to be here today, and I'm humbled to be here with such wonderful speakers like General Valley, Deneen Borelli, David Bego, and others. If somebody would have told me this 3 years ago, I would have said, you're out of your mind. But after yelling at my TV for a number of years and following Barack Obama very carefully, as you know, many of you have heard me say what turned me as of July 2nd, 2008, when Barack Obama stated that we needed to have a civilian security force as strong and as well funded as the military. Right then and there, I noticed and recognized the face of evil. Being the fact that my family lost people in Poland during World War II, I understand what evil is. I understand what fascism is. I understand what communism is. My dad taught me from the time I was 3 years old. So obviously, I kept an eye on this guy and researched him every day since 2000, and really 2005, 2006, when I heard he was running in a primary. The Founding Fathers, restoring American exceptionalism is going to be very difficult, folks. We got a late start. We fell asleep at the switch. For over 100 years, the progressives have attacked our value system, our core beliefs. And as Michelle Obama said in the 2008, during Barack Obama's candidacy, that this is in Puerto Rico, look it up, that Barack Obama knows that we have to change the conversation, knows that we have to change the tradition and the history of this country. Well, I don't want the history changed to this country. I want it to be remembered of the Founding Fathers who had a faith in God, who had a faith in the Constitution, who had a faith in the Declaration of Independence. Not the Communist Manifesto, not the Cloward-Piven strategy, and not Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals, which we are being ruled right now. You see it on the streets of many cities right now with this Occupy movement. This is the same movement that George Soros funded in the Arab Spring. Nobody understands that his group, the International Crisis Group, a think tank, pretty much funded what went on in Egypt. It's happening now in New York City. It's happening now in many cities. And it's being now better funded, and healthcare is being provided by SEIU, the Transit Workers Association, and others. The belief in America that has made us exceptional, I'll reiterate this again, is a faith in God. and the value system that comes with being a believer in moral values. We have lost that. The far left, the progressives in both parties have diminished our value system. They've taken God out of the public square. They've taken God out of the conversation. They've taken away the Ten Commandments that we based what this country was founded on. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not kill. But now we have the moral equivalence, with the moral equivalency guys in power. I went to college in 1968, after 2 years in the military. And when I took that oath on April 15th, 1966, to defend and protect the Constitution from enemies, foreign, domestic, I took it to heart then, and I take it more to heart now. Because we, whoever served in the military, have to demand that this same oath that our congressmen take, our senators take, and the President of the United States takes, live up to that. Because if they don't, they're committing basic treason to the Constitution. And it's not just Barack Obama, folks. This goes back a long time. We can go back to Jimmy Carter, and then more recently, George W. Herbert Walker Bush, 1992, when he signed the Conference of Rio. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I don't mind doing the research, but you have to, don't believe what I say, look these things up. The Conference of Rio was an agreement to put forth UN Agenda 21, sustainable development, sustainable living communities. Basically, taking away your private property. That is the bottom line of what Agenda 21's about. Bill Clinton backed it up. So did George Walker Bush. So this is not just the Democratic Party. Now, I'm a former Democrat. I'm an independent. And I don't recognize the Democratic Party anymore. The Democratic Party has become the Democratic Socialists of America. And the Republican Party has become the Republican cowards of America. With all due respect. They don't say anything. They don't do enough. They've allowed the Democrats to set the agenda, and with little action by the Republicans. And it makes me angry, and it frustrates me. We have, right now, we're living pretty much in an oligarchy. We have the elites that run the country. The elites combined with crony capitalism, which I call fascism. A combination of government picking winners and losers, giving money, play for pay. That's what it's all about. Barack Obama's stimulus, over $1 trillion he's given away to who? He redistributed the money from American middle class and upper middle class, the producers of America, the people who create jobs. And who did he give it to? Did he give it to the poor? The poor are still poor and getting poor. The middle class is getting poor and disappearing. So who benefited from all the stimulus? The wealthy, the super rich that he attacks. But it's all a kabuki theater. This is his way of giving money to these people who in turn give money back to his campaign so he can get reelected. And this is what we see in every state in the country with public service unions, where the governor is given money and supported by the Democrats. They donate to his campaign. He in turn gets elected and gives the unions more benefits, more pensions, which bust out the states. And when somebody like Governor Walker comes into office and tries to make the necessary changes that are needed to save the state, he gets abused and called every name in the book by the left. And now the Tea Party, people of this country who have saved this country so far from falling into the abyss, you people who come out here regularly to see great speakers speak and also work hard in your community. We got a late start. We need to get into schools. It's the young people of America that are going to make this country either great or make it fall. And right now, the entitlement mentality that we have all over this country is killing us. More and more people, they want their benefits. They want what's theirs. They want the greedy corporations to go away. And they're such useful idiots with no sense of history, not understanding that if you do away with corporations, you do away with any job creation, any chance of pursuing the American dream and pursuing happiness. Because you're not going to be happy, ladies and gentlemen, when you're waiting for the crumbs from the government, the big plantation of the government, the slave masters in the government. Trickle up, just Michael Savage's book, Trickle Up Poverty. He was absolutely right. Look at the corruption that's going on in this administration. Now, it's just like I say, the Bush administration had their Halliburton. We're fighting endless wars that we do not try to win. I'm a World War II, post-World War II baby. We fought to win. In 3.5, 4 years, we had 12 million people under arms. We defeated Nazism. We defeated the Imperial Japanese. How? Because all Americans were united. Now we have politicians in both parties who have made us stop talking to each other, who have made us hate each other. I'm sure each and every one of you have liberal friends, and you try and have a civil discussion, and right away they'll either dismiss you, marginalize you, get sarcastic, and just walk away, or tell you that you're a bigot or a racist. This is what's happened. This is how we've been manipulated by the elites in both, and the establishments in both parties. And it's got to come to an end for America to have a chance to succeed in restoring exceptionalism in this country. Since I embarked on this journey, back April 15th, 2009, when I made my first speech, I said then two things that I think still are very pertinent. One, the government wants to diminish the power of producers in this country. If they take the money from the producers, if they take the money and it takes their power, like Barack Obama, he's going to raise $1 billion. Now, where's that money coming from? Could it be coming from overseas? It could be. It probably is. But nobody will make a stink about it because we have a corrupt media. The media is the biggest problem in this country. Without a media doing its job, overseeing and watching the government, there is no chance of America ever restoring their exceptionalism. We have to be able to know the truth. Americans must be given the correct information. And then, without being squelched. That's why Glenn Beck went on his own, I guarantee you. As much as I like Fox News, it's still owned 20% by a Saudi sheik. That worries me. That concerns me. So Glenn Beck went out on his own. He's got GBTV, $5 a month. Do it. Sign up. It's well worth it. You'll get more information there than you'll ever hear anywhere in the media. While I'm at it, I'm selling for Dr. Frank Simon, who's a member of the Tea Party in Louisville, a movie that we all need to show our families and friends who may not agree with us. It's called The Agenda. It's only $10 back at the table. Please get it, buy it, show it, and even discuss. It shows how the far left, for the last 100 years, has slowly, like a cancer, infiltrated every bit of our culture and government and media and everything that is American. They have already changed history, folks. The history has been changed. And history is only remembered and written by the victors. And right now, we're not winning. We need to turn this around, and we need to turn it around very soon. 2012 will be our final opportunity. If Barack Obama wins in 2012, or I believe it'll be somebody else for the Democratic Party. My gut feeling is that Obama doesn't really care where his ratings are going, because I think the plan of the far left is to ride Hillary Clinton in off her white horse from Libya or wherever she's been hanging out for the last 2 years, doing pretty much nothing except undermining our power and our military. Yes, Hillary Clinton.